Hi guys, it's Danny. I hope you're having a great weekend. I know I have. I've been gardening at my brother's. And since I'm visiting him, I can get to check out Hornbach, which is a nice store, but it's pretty far away from me. So every time I go at Hornbach, I need to check out the orchid section. And I did, and I got myself 2 new Cattleyas. Yay! I've discovered I'm developing a passion for Cattleya orchids, specifically the fragrant Cattleyas. Many hybrids are very nicely fragrant, so since I'm gifting my Phalaenopsis orchids, why not switch them to Cattleyas? They're far more compact, I can fit more of them, and when they bloom, they're just, oh, heaven, a joy. So I purchased myself 2 new fragrant Cattleya orchids, which eventually you will get to name, because I could not identify them. Alrighty, so Cattleyas are pretty much like Phalaenopsis when it comes to hybridization. There are so many crosses that if they don't have a proper label, sometimes it's hard to identify, especially if they're not, I don't know, special, let's say, in a way. There are so many yellow-orangish Cattleyas out there, also pink varieties, so many of them that trying to identify them will probably result in a false identification. Some of them are easy to identify, but some of them are not. So why not? You get to name them, so I just have a tag and remember what orchid this is. Alrighty, let's describe them a bit. So here we have a beautiful yellow-orangish Cattleya. I have quite a few yellow Cattleyas in my collection. My Tokyo Magic looks quite similar to this one, and at first I thought, is that a Tokyo Magic? Should I buy it? But I figured that it's not, because the flower is a bit bigger than mine, than the Tokyo Magic. Also, it is rounder, and also the lip has these sort of curly thingies. I'm sorry, my English is failing this morning. It's pretty much different, so it's not a Tokyo Magic. And actually, it does not smell like a Tokyo Magic. This one actually has a pretty distinct type of smelling pattern to it. I'll tell you what I mean. So when I purchased them from the store, they didn't really smell too much, because in stores, you know, they have on a natural light, they might not be hydrated, so on, but I can figure out which Cattleyas are fragrant and which not. If it has the tiniest hint of a smell, it might be actually very fragrant. If it smells like sweet plastic or something like that, again, it might be very fragrant. So the moment that I got these orchids in the car, all hell, or all heaven, actually broke loose. They started to smell so good that my brother started to have a headache. But yeah, so they have very intense fragrances. Alrighty. The yellow one actually smells like white lilies during daytime. It is a wonderful smell. Most Cattleya hybrids do have a floral smell to them rather than minty or anything salty or stuff like that. Some of them do smell like salt, but few of them. So they do have pretty much floral scents. This one smells like white lilies in the daytime. Now, come nighttime, things get really interesting. This orchid does not lose fragrance, but it changes it. It starts to smell more like a Brassivola orchid. Again, pretty intense for a Cattleya orchid. And so the fragrance turns from this lily-like scent to a sort of a soapy, detergent, but really nice Brassivola scent. So this might actually be a cross with a Brassivola. Pretty sure it is a BLC, judging from the shape of it. What type of BLC? I don't know. It might actually not have a name and not be registered. So with this in mind, what name would you give this orchid? I am so in love with this one. I had such a shock to just smell it last night. I don't know, I didn't smell it. I just came in my balcony at night to close the windows, and I felt the fragrance of a Brassivola. Like, what the heck? Who's smelling like that? She was. So I am really stoked with this one. So I'll give you the sort of a brand. It's Floraself. It's actually a brand associated with Hornbach. So probably it is a German brand. Maybe it's a German nursery. If you have this in your country, check it out. And if you see this type of Cattleya, hope you look at it closely, I suggest you actually do buy it. It is amazing. How can a Cattleya smell during nighttime? There you go, this one does. So yeah, it was pretty expensive, and she's not in the best shape, I'll show you, but I just had to have it. Cattleyas are very resilient anyway, especially the hybrids. I'm not worried at all with its well-being. But yeah. So, what name would you give this orchid? Alrighty, let's move on to the other one. Now, again, I have something very similar to this. It's my pink Cattleya. I will show a picture right here. It bloomed last summer. It is not this one because that one has bigger flowers than this one. This is not necessarily a small flower. It's pretty much medium sized, but the other one has a slightly bigger flower. It also does not smell like this one. It smells fainter, floral-like, but nothing like this one. This, however, has a smell that I cannot describe. It's still floral. It's sort of watery, if you get what I mean. I don't know if you do. It is strong, you can definitely feel it, and it's wonderful, but it's not that intense. It's not heavy, it's not, I don't know, it's a light, watery type of fragrance. Again, very floral, very nice, but nothing like lilies or roses. A bit sweet indeed, but I don't know what to compare it with. Most probably there is a flower out there that resembles this smell, but I don't know it. So, I cannot describe the smell of this one. Maybe a nice floral perfume, but that's too vague. Anyway, I will not try to describe it. It is very nice. However, this one does not smell during nighttime at all. Nothing. It does smell in the morning, pretty intense, and then throughout the day. But once evening comes, so maybe 6 o'clock, the fragrance is totally gone. But it is pretty nice. And even though the colors are not very intense like the other one, the fragrance just covers everything. So I'd rather have a flower that is not necessarily super colorful, but it does have this really nice fragrance. Alrighty, so what name would you give this little girl? You'll have to name the other one as well in a different video, the other pink Cattleya that I have, because it's another no ID, and I'm not gonna bother trying to ID them because most probably I will fail and I will lead you in the wrong direction. I'm not even sure these guys are registered in any way. So yeah. Alrighty, so the flowers themselves, the plants themselves are not in the best of shapes. The other one looks better than this one, but if you look at the pseudobulbs, you will see there are some cut off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pseudobulbs. Yeah, 8 pseudobulbs that are cut off. Oh gosh, this flower is right up to my nose. It's intoxicating. So 8 pseudobulbs, or 7? I forgot. They were chopped off. And I don't know why. Anyway, the media looks dreadful. It is full of this white mold, meaning it has been very well soaked at some point and not dried off. It looks like it's decomposing, smells like, I don't want to describe it. So I will have to repot these girls very soon after the flowers fade. But I'm not worried, because Cattleyas are just, I don't know, super orchids. I'm not worried, but they were pretty expensive for what they are actually. So if they were not fragrant, I wouldn't have purchased them, but alas, I did. So yeah, it's okay, just a little bit of TLC and they should be fine. So that's my only problem with them. They're not in the best of shapes. But that's okay, I'm sure they will make a full recovery. And yeah, I don't know, I seem to do pretty well with Cattleya orchids. And yeah, alrighty, these are the 2 new additions to my collection. I should expect more Cattleyas in the future, although I will order some from Schwerter, some fragrant hybrids with name tags. These are just, I don't know, since the world is full of no ID Phalaenopsis, why not have some no ID Cattleyas? At least they are fragrant, right? So that's what I'm gonna do actually. I'm gonna, let's say, fill the spaces, the empty spaces, with fragrant Cattleya orchids. And the best thing about it is that you get to name them. So if you have any ideas, if you're a creative person, or these flowers just inspire you something, leave me a comment below and I'll try to pick the best one, the one that sounds best to me. We did this with the Brassica orchid and also the other orchid that I have there, and the names you guys picked were just so cool. I loved them. And I did make tags. There you go. I did make tags of your names, and I did specify who named what, so yeah, that's a nice thing to have. I'll just remember my viewers if I look at the tag. Alrighty, so leave me your suggestions in a comment below. If you have questions regarding orchids in general, you can also leave me a comment in the comment section. If you just want to see more videos from me, more educational, let's say, videos, just subscribe to my channel. And if you just want to stay in touch with me, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and you have the links below. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great weekend, or Sunday. I'll see you next time.